Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Tekkit Lite Crash Course. Today we're starting in the great outdoors because we're going to be playing with a different form of solar power, which is the token form of generating power for Factorization. Factorization being a mod, which is part of the mod pack. Let's go ahead and get started. Now with Factorization, like I said, the only way to do it is with solar, and not solar as in IC2 or red power. This solar is a bit more complicated, so I'm going to set up a little pit here because part of it is a solar boiler. The solar boiler, I'll bring one up here. Solar boiler is a block which basically it sits over top of the space here. Basically any renewable water source will work. I'm using the 1x3 method, 2x2 will work too. This works out a little bit better for the design overall. Basically requires iron ingots and some iron bars. I'm going to get that stuff. Iron and some bars. Alright. Craft it up. Good old power tool. And we have our solar boiler. I'm going to go take a nap since my associate on the server wants me to. And also because, I mean, it's solar, works in daylight. So, just a moment. And there we go. Alright, daylight once again. Gonna plunk our solar boiler down here. Now, on its own, it won't do much of anything. Except take up some water. Now, it doesn't have any interface, so you just have to hope that it does what it's supposed to do. In addition to the boiler, you also need a solar turbine. Solar turbine is the 2-in-1. What's that thing called? It's a steam turbine? Yeah, steam turbine. This is the new one. Okay. Yeah, there used to just be a single unit, which should actually be important a little bit later on, so pay attention. Regardless, this requires more iron, some glass panes, lead ingots, and a motor. This mod is heavy on the lead, by the way, so don't throw out that lead ore you gather. Motor is made with some insulated coils, iron ingots, magnets. Magnets, how do they work? Made with lead wire, iron ingots, battery blocks. Battery blocks, it goes deeper and deeper. Lead, iron, sulfuric acid is made with gunpowder and coal and a water bottle. Wow, this is needlessly complicated. Well, let's take a look here. Do I have any bottles? I know I can make some even if I don't. So we'll start at the bottom here and grab a bit of water. I need some coal and gunpowder. Is it 2 coal, 1 gunpowder, or 1 coal, 2 gunpowder? I'll figure it out. Just grab 2 of each. Gunpowder. Alright, so throw these guys together. 2 gunpowder, 1 coal. Yeah, 1 coal. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid needed to make the battery unit, which is also part of this. I'll probably need to make another one of those. Or maybe not. I might just skip that part. Battery block. Alright, lead ingots, iron, and that acid. So let me grab some lead. Still have my iron. And I'll throw those guys together. Acid. That creates our battery block, if I could talk. Battery block is, of course, a block. And it's basically the battery box of this particular mod, similar to bat boxes and such for the others. We won't be needing that for that purpose, though. What we're going to need that for is making and continuing this recipe. So I believe it was the magnet that I wanted. So battery block, iron, and lead wire. Lead wire, similar to other wires, is made by putting 3 bits of lead in a row. So lead, lead, lead gives you 8 lead wire. So we take our lead wire, think of it like this, battery block, and a bit of iron in the middle. Yep, and that makes our magnet. Get rid of all that. Oh, apparently, wow. Okay, so these are actually preserved when you create your magnet. It's just to polarize the iron, which is kind of neat. Carrying on. What was I going to do? Continuing along. So that makes our magnet. Alright, cool beans. Magnet. I need some insulated coil. Insulated coil made with clay and lead ingot. Why clay? I have no idea, but we're gonna make it. Clat clay. Grab one of these guys. I'm gonna need some more lead as well. So back to this. Clay. And lead all around. Makes a single insulated coil. Wow, what a ripoff. Alright, how many of these do I need? 4? 2? 90? I don't even know. Okay, so 4 of those, and I need 4 more clay blocks and a bunch more lead. Excuse me a moment. Alright, so I've got my insulated coils. Now I forget where I was going from here. Let's see, I'm going to need a lot of more of those. I might make a recipe of those. That's right, motor. So, it's the coils, the magnet, and iron ingots. So go and actually grab the right tool here. Magnet, lead, coil. Am I doing this right? I don't even know. Iron, lead, right. Ba-ba-ba. One motor. Now the motor will now go into all kinds of stuff you can do with this. Steam turbine is what I wanted. I also need a fan. Fan, simply made with iron ingots, which I have enough of. So as a fan, I need a couple of glass panes. I call a couple of those up. Alright, so how'd that go again? Glass panes, motor, lead, iron. Got it. I'm going to need some more iron. Iron. There we go. Let's grab some of that. Alright, carrying on again. Fan, motor, glass panes. Where's the iron again? Iron, lead, and I need some more iron bars as well. I am paying attention. One more try. Bars, fan, motor, lead, panes, and iron. Alright. That makes our steam turbine. Now the steam turbine just goes right on top of that guy. I think that's how it works. Now I need some mirrors. Mirrors are made a little bit differently. Mirrors are made with a combination of silver ingots and glass panes. Silver ingots all the way around, glass pane. You can use any silver ingot as the recipe shows. Now I have actually made a recipe for these because I knew I would need a bunch. So I'm just going to make, I don't know, not that many. I'll make 32 of them. I probably won't need that many. Basically, whenever you make these, or whenever you place these guys, I should say, get rid of this piece of dirt here because we don't need that. When you place them, they'll automatically turn and point towards the nearest boiler. And whenever daylight comes back, it will cause that water to boil, obviously. So it's similar to some modern solar plants you may have seen. And if anything obstructs these guys, they won't work. I think that includes torches as well. It's kind of a shame. I don't know what the maximum distance is for these guys. Let me just place these out here. Nope, can't go that far. Can we go this far? Yes, we can. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 blocks. 5 blocks maybe, I don't know. Some blocks. It's a number, definitely. And there we go. Nice little array set up. Let's wait for the sun to come up. Actually, while we're waiting for that, this lead wire, similar to the red alloy wire and other wires like that, can very simply be placed on anything. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I don't know if that's actually connected to anything. I do know a way to find out. One of the, well, here. Let me set up a recipe for those coils. I'm going to need some more of those. I'll be back in a moment, and I'll get onto that thing I was just going to talk about. Alright, so glorious, glorious daylight once again. This little guy here is spinning, which means this is producing steam. Every once in a while you may see it take up a bit of water as well. But the important thing is, that guy's spinning. Now, the device that I said I was going to make is called a furnace heater, I believe. Oop, that's just for furnaces, not what I wanted to do. Furnace heater, that guy. Now the furnace heater is a bunch of insulated coil over a couple of lead ingots. So let me go and call some of that stuff up. And this furnace heater, once it's made, can actually be used to power both conventional vanilla furnaces and a special type of furnace which is unique to this mod. So I needed a couple of lead ingots. I know I'm running low on lead. I've been producing more in between takes, so just, bear with me. So I need to go to this guy. So it's lead. Coil above, coil below. Furnace heater. Now if this guy heats up, then this thing is working. There it goes. Alright, so you just slap the cable on the side, and then it just follows wherever you want it to go. Neat stuff. Now, as I was saying, the furnace heater here, go ahead and call up an actual furnace. Take one of these guys. And it does not work with, actually, I don't know if it works with the iron furnaces. Let me grab one of these guys here just to make sure. Alloy furnaces I know for a fact it doesn't work with. I tried that before. And then there's this other furnace, the slag furnace, which is a factorization thing. Induction, no. Iron, no. So slag furnace, let's see. So basically this is made of furnaces and cobblestone. Let me grab a pair of furnaces and some additional cobblestone. So 2 of these guys. Cobblestone. Lift those in there. Alright. So it was furnace, and then some cobblestone for a slag furnace. Now, let's go try each one of these next to this guy. Now, with all of these mirrors, this is actually going to produce a bunch of power, not as much as, like the HV arrays I have over there. That's beside the point. So slag furnace, that guy goes there. Let's see, not doing much at the moment, and I'm actually not sure exactly what that's used for. We'll come back to that. Tell you what. Put these guys back. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to grab each of these furnaces. Regular furnace, put that guy there. Toss something in here. And it cooks. Just as it would if you toss a bit of coal down here. And that little guy's working away. Iron furnace. Give this guy a try too. Does not work with iron furnaces. So, only vanilla and mod furnaces, of which there are only 2. Cool stuff. Alright, so it'll just keep pumping until it's all out of stuff to pump. Throw these guys back in here. Don't need that anymore. So that's how you create power using the Factorization mod. Like I said, this is the only way to produce power. It does require this 2-step process. Power Converters does technically have a recipe for producing this power in and of itself, so you can convert power using Power Converters. However, when they added this 2-stage process with the latest version of Factorization, they broke the recipe. As I mentioned before, it used to be just a single-step process. It no longer is. So they never updated the recipe to reflect that fact. But if you're on a Tekkit Lite server, I'm sure your admin will be nice enough to just go ahead and give you one, as I'm about to give myself one. Let me head up to my 3rd floor here. Third floor of nothingness, and we'll get into some of the other machines in this mod. Let me grab a factorization producer. And see, everything in factorization has its factorization subtitle, which actually makes it kind of hard to find and not enough items. Grinders, mixers. I haven't actually used a lot of this stuff, so a lot of this will be new to me too. Hence the title, Crash Course. Alright, so I'm going to give myself a factorization producer just for the sake of moving on. This guy will sit here and it'll produce factorization power. Right now it's not hooked up to much of anything. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself some additional lead cable. First, let me make some more lead ingots, because I'm running a bit short. Now keep in mind, lead can only be crushed in the pulverizer. Pulverizer also has a small chance of producing pulverized silver from it. Run back upstairs, throw some of these in a furnace. I mean, I could add a pulverizer and the whole thing to the system. I probably will at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Throw the silver in there too, and these mirrors. Furnace heater we might need. Now, how does work this? I'm not really sure. Okay, so lead cable, so similar to the solar boiler, you can attach directly to factorization producer. And then where we go from here, I'm not really certain. If you'd excuse me a moment. Alright, 2 of the more basic machines available in factorization are the Craft Packet Maker and Craft Packet Stamper. The Craft Packet is factorization's way of, well, basically making its own recipes. In order to make one of those, I need to look up the recipe. Craft Packet Maker is a piston and a crafting table surrounded by cobble. Stamper is a piston and a crafting table surrounded by copper with a bit of iron in the middle. So I'm going to grab that stuff. I need a bit of cobblestone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I need a bit of iron. A bit more iron. I need 2 pistons. And I'm also going to need 2 crafting tables. Alright, so fire up our thingamabob here. Piston, crafting table, craft packet maker. Piston, cobblestone, iron, craft packet stamper. Now, craft packet maker, craft packet stamper, as far as I know, do need to be powered. That's why I have this extra bit of lead wire here. That is not what I wanted to do. Is this thing working? No link. Okay, after a bit of trial and error, apparently you need to put lead on top and on the side of the thing, and these guys don't plug in, so this actually doesn't need to be over here, I don't think. So we'll put our stamper and our maker over here, away from the wire. Now, as for how these things work, recipes. Not really sure. Alright, after some research, apparently the craft packet maker and stamper can be used with vanilla recipes. Basically, you're training it what spots you're going to use for that recipe. So, say we want to make a pickaxe. You tell it where the sticks go. You put the sticks in here. And you do need to give it enough sticks to actually make the item, because once you do this, basically takes the sticks and puts them into the craft packet. So this craft packet now contains 2 sticks. But that won't get us much of anything. So, take the stick out of there, and we tell it where the iron goes, which is across the top here. You take the existing craft packet, the one that says sticks, not another piece of paper. You put it in the yellow side here, and it makes a blue craft packet. Blue craft packets are complete craft packets. And completed craft packets you then take over here to the stamper, which is a massive, massive waste of time if you're just making vanilla recipes. So luckily there are some unique recipes to this system. Excuse me while I look one of those up. Alright, one of the things you can make with the Craft Packet Maker and Stamper is called a diamond shard, or rather a bunch of diamond shards. For that, we're actually going to need a diamond block, which I don't have any of. I'll just go and make one of those. As well as 4 TNT. I have TNT. I have 1 TNT. I can't make any more. I have to make some more of those as well. So I'm going to need some gunpowder. And I'm going to need some sand. I'm also going to need some obsidian. Obsidian. I'm going to need 4 of those, since I already have that. Alright, I'm going to make up this TNT and stuff. I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got our block of diamond. Then we have our obsidian, goes around the... Oh, no, wait, this has to go in here. My mistake. Alright, so the obsidian is going to go on the corners. To start, paper goes in there, comes out a craft packet. Neat. Now, get rid of this stuff. The diamond is going to go in the middle. Craft packet goes in there, comes out, block of diamond in the middle. Neat. And finally, TNT goes around the outside. That goes in there, and it comes out a blue craft packet. Cool stuff. Then we take this guy to the stamper, drop it in there. Boom! Out comes 18 diamond shards, which are going to come in very handy for the next step, because the next step involves a bit of nether brick. There we go. Bit of lag. A little bit of nether brick, because when we take a diamond shard, put it together with a nether brick, it makes a wrath igniter, similar to flint and steel, except that this creates wrath flame. Wrath flame is very, very dangerous. I'll grab some grass blocks here. I'll head down into the sub-basement, and I'll show you just how dangerous it can be. Alright, say you're prancing about out in the field, you find a tree, you decide you want to set it on fire. Instead of using the standard flint and steel, you happen to have a wrath igniter on you. When you right-click with the wrath igniter on anything flammable, or anything really, it creates this wrath fire. Wrath fire is different from regular fire in that it spreads very quickly, can burn grass, and if I recall correctly, will set anything and everything it touches aflame. Luckily, it doesn't interact well with the construction foam blocks, so I should be safe back here. As you know, now the dirt is on fire. Fire is spreading. A little too close for comfort. And as you can see, within minutes, your picnic is ruined. Fancy. Once the rest of this stuff burns up, I'm actually going to clear this dirt out here, and I'll show you something wrath flame can be good for. Another interesting thing the wrath flame can be used for is making another important metal in the Factorization mod called dark iron. Now, there's only one way to make dark iron. You take your regular iron blocks, you lay them out like so. or just any old, flat way of putting iron blocks out. And you light them. And you wait for it to do its thing. Now, as they cook, you'll notice them start to darken, hence dark iron. And don't approach this until the flames have gone out, obviously, or else you will be set on fire. Not a fun prospect. That was the last bit of fire out. Now we have some dark iron blocks. Line these guys up. And these blocks of dark iron, I'll grab this last guy here, when placed into your crafting area, create 4 dark iron ingots a pop. You do lose a bit of iron in the deal, but I mean, if you're creating this stuff, you're going to need a lot of iron regardless. That's why I'm glad there's so much in the world. Now, what can you do with this dark iron? Not a whole heck of a lot, as far as I know. Like I said, I haven't really used this mod a whole lot, but what we're going to do, let's see, I'll look this up real quick. Alright, so back up top, I'm going to grab some ingredients here. I need a couple glass panes. I already got my dark iron. I'm going to need a bit of silver for this. This is going to be the thing that I've been talking about making for quite some time now. I've already got my dark iron. I've already got my wrath igniter. Because when you put your wrath igniter in the middle, a couple of glass panes, some dark iron ingots, and 2 bits of silver, you get a wrath lamp. Now the wrath lamp, when you throw your wrath igniter on the ground, say we take it outside, it's a bit dark out right now, so this is a good time for a demonstration. As you can see, it's really dark over here. Like really, really dark. But if I take my wrath lamp and I put it up, say find a section of wall here, put it there. See, it brightens up immensely, and to quite a distance as well. So you can use this to light up a very large area, which would have taken a whole pile of torches to do. And I think this is just break with this thingamabob here. Maybe not. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, it just takes a while to break. So instead of using a whole bunch of lamps to light up an area, if I go down to the sub-basement here, I can just take my little wrath lamp here, give it some posts to ride atop of. Let's see, I grab some iron fence. This is roughly centered, right? Right. If I could get this to work. Alright, nice tall post to work from. Pop it there. Whole place just lights up. No more need for torches. That's actually the entire purpose of this whole thing. So there you have it. Craft packet makers and stampers. Not the most efficient way, probably excuse me, in fact probably about the least efficient way to make vanilla recipes, but definitely important for the making of wrath lamps, and wrath lamps important for the lighting up of very large areas. I see no more torches, still very bright. They'll hit F7, no place for monsters to spawn. Neat. Turns out, after all, we didn't need all those factorization machines, so I'm going to save them for another time. Factorization has its own way of increasing yields, similar to macerators and such. Yields of mining, that is. It's a bit inefficient. In fact, it's incredibly inefficient. Has a chance of tripling your output, which no one needs that. Which is why this doesn't exist in the new Tekkit. But, for now, that will be an episode. Wrath Lamps for the win. I'm going to get rid of all that crap outside, too, because I don't need that anymore either. It's hideous. Switch cameras here. That's an episode. Everyone have a nice evening.